Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live Stream. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Do that thing you do, Kyle.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody in the side chat. It was a very long, short work week. All of us are tired. I'm sure all of y'all are tired. Happy New Year to everybody. Uh, Glad y'all could spend a little bit of y'all's time with us. We're going to sit here and cut up, and Lord knows what we're going to get into. I'm going to send it down. I'm going to do the easy way. I'm going to send it down to Gene.
Thank you, Kyle. Hey, Jamie, thanks for the link. Great to be here. Nice to be with all my brothers on a Friday night. I look forward to this every week. Great to see a rocking side chat out there. Great. Let's see. Yeah, it was a good short work week. My machine broke today, so I got a half a day. Got to leave early. That was good.
Oh, say it like you said it earlier.
No, bad, no.
You really don't want that, Kyle. Just been tinkering in some videos, some reloading, and man, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Once you said that, Angel said, "What did he just say?"
Thanks for being here, Gene.
Look,
Appreciate you, bro.
I just reached all the way across the country and scratched Mr. Bunning's head.
Dang.
Ah,
Look what was in there. You put that there. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. Everybody's tired. It'll be fun. Hey, thanks for the link, Jamie. It's you know me. I'm always happy to be here. It's one of the things I look forward to on Friday. And now the other one fell out.
Man down.
My ears are swelling, along with the rest of my ego.
Was that the floor model?
So, yeah, must be. It is now. Let's see. I got a couple videos put out today, or this week rather, and did quite a bit of casting in between storms. We're kind of getting rained on here for a change on the central coast of California. So I got 2 or 3 in the can now, and I'll leak those out slowly but surely. I did some casting today with a Lyman mold, and I had a corner of the garage that had been shouting at me for months to get organized. So I got some new shelves put up and whatnot. But it's been a good week for me. I didn't have to do anything that qualifies as work. It was all fun. So that was good. I hope everybody in the side chat's having a good start to the new year. It's good to see everybody. I'm showing about 40 people out there already, so that's great.
Yeah, they're
So that's where
rolling
I'm at. Yeah. So, Mott.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here again. Good to see everybody in the panel and the side chat. Weather's pretty decent here in the Midwest. Like Kyle started off with, it's been a long, short week, but we did it. We made it through. So, other than that, not much going on in the shooting or 2A world for me. Just kind of on cruise control. But we'll go right up there to see Dub.
Well, welcome everybody. Like I said, the side chat is hopping. Lots of people rolling in. Hello, everyone. Tried to get everybody there while you guys were talking, so if I missed you, I apologize. You zoomed right by. So good to see everybody. Good to see everybody on the panel. Normal week for us non-working folk, but we got some things done. Not a lot, the gun world, but I was able to get a little bit of reloading done and some straightening done, and that was pretty good. I had a mix-up this morning on a video that I posted last week that Walter texted me first thing this morning. I don't know how the heck it happened. I still don't know how it happened, but the cover picture was correct, but the video was wrong. I don't know what happened. I posted it and I did a delay on it, a timer a timer on it. It was a knife video, and it it came out with the same video that I had done on the case dryer from Lyman, the Cyclone case dryer.
Hmm.
I don't have any idea how that happened. I gotta say I did it, but I don't know how I would have. I can't find that video anywhere. I can't find how I saved it that way. But that's the way YouTube had it. So I quick tore it down, and I upset poor Al. I got an email right away from Al. He was trying to post to the video, and it wouldn't let him post to it. And he thought something was wrong. So it was all me, Al. I hope you got my email. It was all me. I tore the video down and reposted the one it was supposed to be there.
Technology is great when it works.
I like I said, I don't know how they could get the right picture in the wrong video. I guess I had to do it, but I don't know how even I did it, because I would have had the video, and I have all the videos that I've been posting, and I don't have that.
Daniel knows how you did it.
I don't know what I did. If I even did, I'm kind of blaming YouTube, but I don't really know. I really don't know. But it's fixed now, so it don't matter. But I made some people crazy. I know I made Al crazy, so I apologize, Al.
Yeah, we're blaming it on YouTube. They're to
the
blame for
calming
most of our
fault.
other troubles. Yeah, of course.
I see Dave out there. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, Thorzak's there. Hi, Dave. We got Joe, GGW Outdoors. Who
There's
sent me a bunch of
Fuzzy.
brass today. And there's Fuzz.
Oh boy, NyQuil and Red Bull. Go easy there, man. No driving the tractor out.
Yep, we are all tired, aren't we? This is going to be one of those nights.
It has definitely been the longest, shortest week. I think that's because we had so much time off.
Must be.
That was
Ricky's
one
out
of
there.
my
He says
favorites.
he's casting.
Ricky's casting.
I've never heard of such.
Who in the
What's your
world is
question,
that?
Andy?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot, Andy. We're looking for a topic here.
There's thoughts of an old soldier. Hey,
Oh, Mock's got his
Holy.
emoji up before he says his avatar up.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Fuzzy for speaker. That would be great. I would love that.
I would second that nomination.
Third,
Fourth.
And so it passes.
Hello, Rollis.
Andy has a good question.
Oh yeah, we talked about this a little bit. I've used it a number of times, and I've never had a problem with that. Of course, powder coating a zinc bullet may change that a little, but I don't really know how. I've got a couple of molds that are really small in the gas check, and when I powder coat them, I'm able to get the gas check on and haven't had any problems with it. I've got one mold, a 40 caliber, that drops about 403, and it's way fat. And I don't cast a lot with it, but I've sized it first and then powder coated it to keep the size from getting too large. But I don't see why it would be a problem. But
Did
we're trying to find out, right?
you size it again after powder coating as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you double sized it because it was
Double sized.
over large bullet. I think it would help. I mean, if it's a little small, you can coat it twice, and to gain
I
a
don't
little.
see where it would hurt.
yeah, that plastic, polymer isn't all. It's compressible up to a point, and then it won't compress anymore. The long chain molecules like that. So, I've done it, but only where I needed to gain like 1,000th or so. If I wanted 4.53 and they came out 4.51, then I'd add another coat of powder coat, and it seems to be okay. I don't know how far you could go with that. 5,000, so that might be pushing it. I don't know.
I've
I
never
think
seen
it's
it.
going to depend accuracy-wise on the firearm and the velocity and pressure that you're pushing it at.
I've got an idea, but because to know for sure, we've got to test it, right? So I think we should cast some 9mm bullets, size them at 3.56, and then powder coat them twice.
And run them at 38.
Yeah,
That'd be a good test.
I can do
Because there's a
that.
bunch of bullets out there that are perfectly capable of running accurately in both 9mm and 38 357. That
I
That's
got a
it.
should be able
handful
to.
of them right here.
Yeah.
That may be a good idea for tomorrow. Oh,
As long as the powder coat's even, got a good bond, I don't think it's going to change your accuracy any more than the weight itself. I mean, lead is going to be heavier than powder coat if it was the proper diameter versus adding it with powder coat. I mean, you're talking about minute differences with weight, but yeah, just the way it engages the rifling, when it comes out of the barrel. As long as it's got a good bond, I don't think it's going to matter.
see, to me, I would think, I don't know, and some of the guys in the side chat are chiming in, but Andy did specify this was for us and the side chat. So come on, guys.
Yep.
I think it would affect rifling. I don't think it would shoot as well as one that was proper sized, and that's just my mental thing going and my OCD.
JP, I'm going to say yes, it is as strong, especially as Viejo mentioned a few minutes ago, the molecular structure of it. Once it's compressed and it's traveling down that bore, I think it's going to hold its rigidity and do just as well as lead would in the rifling.
I don't think it's going to be hard enough.
Yeah.
I think with a small bullet, you want that bullet to obturate, and I think it will if it's soft enough. I just don't see it obturating enough, and I don't think that powder coat is going to be hard enough to hold the rifling. I think what will happen is it'll strip the rifling and tumble,
Well, don't
particularly
forget,
past a certain point.
it's also a zinc.
I think we have developed a hypothesis.
It's also a zinc bullet. So unless you're pushing that really hard, I don't know that he's getting much obturation.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not going to get much obturation with zinc. And it depends on your alloy how much it's going to mash that bullet down the bore. Softer alloy is going to spread open.
Choose nothing but zinc, right?
It's a zinc bullet he's talking about, yeah.
Okay. That changes everything for me because powder coat bond to zinc like it does lead. Is it porous? Does it sink in there and bake on good? I mean, do we know that even is a thing?
I don't know anybody that powder coats zinc bullets.
Right.
Yeah, you don't
never
need
have.
to. The question was just to up the diameter because it's dropping
I
at
got you.
223. So
I'm so glad Big Al's out there, y'all. I'm so glad everybody's out there. But we had an Abigail sighting earlier too.
Yep, she's here.
And
I just think once you get a good bond with the polymer's tough as nails. I mean, to a point, unless it's just getting too hot or there's any kind of gas cutting, it's going to heat up your polymer. But I don't know. That's something we need to somehow figure out a test.
Well, powder coating is used in way higher heat applications than our barrels ever going to
the
sustain.
powder coat will withstand a lot of heat. I've recovered all kinds of bullets that are just scorched.
Right.
It's just scorched. That's all it is. It won't wash off. It's it's burnt, scorched.
And I've never noticed any powder coat coming off in the rifling.
Me neither.
With normal, what I'll call normal powder coating practices, we don't see it getting torn off or left in the rifling or anything. There's usually no
I
signs
guess
at all in there.
if all you have is powder coat engaging in the rifling, if that makes any sense, and no lead at all, I think it's going to spin right off, as it travels forward and spins. Because it's coming out of there at such a fast RPM.
My Norma Magnum, my 358 Norma Magnum, is a rebore by Jess, Jes. And the way he does his processes and lets you pay for it extra, it's not polished. So that rifling is pretty sharp. And that's one of the first guns I've ever had leading of my cast bullets, powder coated cast bullets.
Huh.
And it's just because, I believe it's just because that rifling is so sharp. Being the caliber it is, I bought it used. Being the caliber it is, it's a big kicker in it. Wasn't shot a whole lot. I mean, it shoots a 250 grain bullet at 28, almost 2,900 feet per second. So
after a while, CW, will that copper jacket bullets, will that help knock off the edges and break
absolutely.
it in, so to speak?
Yeah, and I gave it a good treatment of JB bore paste. Gave a lot of elbow grease, so I knocked it down a lot as well. I just haven't had a chance to go shoot it again. It didn't lead badly. It leaded at the last maybe 8 or 10 inches of the barrel, and it was not bad, but it was there.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, Mario.
So Vanessa Kitty asked 2 questions. She asked what about copper jacketed bullets. And I read an article today, this week, or it might have been last week, in Handloader magazine. I got my new issue today, CW, by the way, on 38 pet loads, 38 special pet loads. And they were talking about how copper jacketed bullets create more drag on the barrel as it's going through the barrel, and for some standard power 38 specials, it creates more of a risk for that copper jacketed bullet getting hung in the barrel. In other words, you have a squib load. And I've always thought that that those high-tech coated bullets, the smooth sided bullets in Casslet would be the cat's meow. And CW's always been like, well, I don't know, man. The lead's got to go somewhere, and you cutting through that rifling and all that, and it puts a lot of thoughts in your mind. I mean, I've really done some studying since I read that. Not studying as in research, but thinking, And I think
was Vanessa talking about a smaller diameter in a bore and the engagement, or what's? I was gonna say, if that's the case, I got a 310 bore on my AR platform with 7.62 by 39. I started running 308 copper jacket bullets, and I suffered no accuracy loss, and even some improved a little bit. Maybe it was just me focusing more, but I saw no difference between a 310 bullet, 311 bullet versus a 308 bullet. So that was interesting to me. 2 different bullets did that.
Are you talking cast lead or
Full Metal Jacket? Vanessa was asking about the copper.
Okay.
Yeah. Copper jackets. I was just trying to clarify the question. Was it having to do with size, or was there another? Oh, I don't know. They might swell up a little bit with an open bottom, but it depends on the hardness of the lead. I don't. That's. I don't know that answer. I would think they do a little bit. The pressure smacks it in the back and sends it flying. So
It's going to have some level of expansion, but like with me and my casting and my reloading, I reload so much, but I basically go by the book with everything, and I've never had any issues with pressure, keyholing, accuracy, and I just stick by the book with everything. I buy the sizing die for the mold I have, and
yeah,
everything seems to work in everything I have.
yeah, you can't go wrong following those to the letter for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I've done. I've never been the technical reloader. I listen to it. I appreciate the knowledge. I have gained so much knowledge being on this panel and talking to you gentlemen, everyone here. So, but with me, I tend to stick to the book in practice, and it works. It works for me.
Yeah.
So
I can hit a steel plate at 100 yards with my reloads, it's a 10-inch round steel plate, offhand with my handguns. So I don't think I'm suffering any accuracy.
No.
See, we're getting lots of questions out here now. So powder coated bullets are slicker, less friction. Um, the article that I read, powder coating is a non-issue, right? CW, they don't even consider. They're all traditional lube stuff.
Yeah, for the most part.
And so the thing about Andy's zinc bullets, and one of the things that kind of got me interested in trying some of it, particularly in rifle, the zinc tends to be slicker than even the lead. And they were talking about how a properly lubed traditional lead bullet is infinitely slicker than a jacketed bullet. And I just don't know that I believe that for sure or not. I mean, I was just reading an article, and that's published. So
As your front driving band's making contact with that rifling, the lube comes after, or am I wrong? Or like not after, but kind of in the middle of the process as it's spinning down, it's providing that lubrication. Your leading edges are going to be dry, so to speak, right?
Well, hence leading of the barrel.
Right.
So even with a lube bullet, you're still going to lead the barrel.
Well, okay. So the first bullet's going to supply the porous metal with the lube, so to speak, and then provide a nice substrate for the next bullet to come down. Now that makes sense.
see, some of that lube is left from the last bullet.
Right. That makes sense.
And Bobby Barlow, my chronograph test that I've done when I first started doing powder coating with my handgun bullets showed a slight increase in velocity with powder coated bullets versus traditionally lubed for the same bullet, same charge, same firearm, but only slight, 2 or 3%. And that was it. But there was a little bit of an increase in velocity that I demonstrated.
Gotcha, Kitty. That's what okay.
Lead in particular has to obturate to keep from fouling the barrel. You got to create that gas seal, and I'm assuming that copper jacketed bullets do the same thing, but I don't know that. And Pollard's got to act. I think, and Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, because Lord knows I don't know much about zinc, but I'm kind of like the rest of the guys. I don't see a bullet as hard as zinc. Well, hey man, zinc is not as hard as copper, so there's that. It may obturate.
Yeah. Well, copper's encapsulating lead, so there's your expansion point, so to speak. Solid copper, I don't see expanding or obturating at all.
But
Who would
we
have thought
also
that you would get a physics lesson on the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live?
This ain't physics; it's redneck backyard guesswork
Yes, but the
with a little education.
but the open base copper jacketed bullets,
Right.
they will.
I'm assuming so. Yes, big
Yes,
time.
those will.
Even definitely a what do you call them? The berries. I think they're gonna swell up when they get hit with all that pressure just a little bit.
on just the plated.
because that's just a wash.
Yeah,
That's not
it's a
a
good
jacket.
wash, but it's not a full. Yeah, it's not an extruded case.
Miss Kitty, the article that I was talking about, they were doing a cast lead bullet, and they were doing 38 special pet loads, and the thing, if you're shooting 357 Magnum, you're not going to have a bit of problem with jacketed hollow points. And I could go into the history of that, but I won't. I've talked too much already.
As long as
Copper
you're
jacket.
within like 2 minutes of squirrel, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, that makes sense, James. Yeah, I can understand that part.
I don't know if I don't think I agree with that. I've shot so much of both. I don't know.
Agree with what, Gene?
With what he said, the comment that was just up.
Oh, JP.
James's. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Well, I can see the rigidity of the copper biting in as it slips down the barrel. It's twisting versus copper. I think once it engages and it's not super soft or got gas cut, the gas melting it, I think it's going to engage just as well. I don't think we can even measure that.
I think as well, if not better.
Yeah.
Because I did testing on my Ruger Max 380. And the factory rounds I bought 3 different brands of factory rounds, all copper jacketed. My hand loads were more accurate being cast and powder coated, like way more accurate. It went from a 2-hand spread to a palm.
Yeah.
With cast.
I guess we got to break it up into accuracy versus leading and engagement.
Well, the video will be up on it. I'm very happy with the results for that 380. Very.
Was zinc like 2830 BHN, or did we ever hear what do we? I can't remember.
I think it's up near 40.
Okay, and it may vary as well, I guess, but
I'm sure Andy can tell us. But
right.
it seemed like the number that sticks in my head is 34, and I don't know why.
Zinc wheel weights. It's not really zinc. It's a we call it zinc, but it's a mix to it. Something else.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, Andy says 44. I figured it was up there.
Okay, wow, that's good stuff.
Well, I've got a 5-gallon bucket of zinc wheel weights. I just don't have a pot hot enough to melt that stuff in. Hot pot doesn't have a pot hot enough.
Well,
say that fast 3 times.
If you want to donate it to Andy, I'm sure he would be more than willing to happy to get it.
Okay, I misspoke there. I'm behind, guys. I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just trying to catch up.
Time to go through the side chat.
Is it true plating like a clad where they dip? And I can understand the wash is probably electrolysis, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think Tommy Boy made a mention there. They're 2 different things.
Right.
Plating is plating like you do a bumper.
Okay.
Copper wash it's different. It's like what you have on 22s.
You just do electrolysis to apply it. Yeah.
Very thin, very light. where plating it can be pretty heavy duty.
So the plating is just going to be way much thinner than a copper jacket.
Yes. Oh, yes.
But
Yeah,
it's still more of a
heavy
solid
duty,
molecular structure. It's not just a powder wash. Yeah.
yeah, even heavy duty plating is thinner than most jackets. Well, I wouldn't say that. Now that I say that, it's heavy duty plating is probably pretty close to some jackets. If you're looking at a full metal jacket, you're looking at thicker, But if you're looking at like a 22 center fire jacketed bullet, that's pretty thin. So
I can see the plated bullets obturating more than a full metal jacket anyway. I mean, unless it's an open bottom where it smacks it where the lead is and it acts like a skirt. And
you look at most of the plated stuff too. They say that you shouldn't push that past 12 or 1400. And there's a reason for that too. So
now, is that RPM or is that, do you think, because
velocity.
of operation or velocity?
Yeah, velocity. RPMs is
no, I mean
way higher.
Because once it spins too fast, the faster it's coming out of that bore, if it's going to spin apart, like
I doubt you'd see that on a handgun. You don't really find many, plated rifle rounds, but the ones that you do that I've played with have been awful.
There's High Boy. Welcome in, Jim.
High Boy's in the house.
Hey, High Boy.
I've got a cast iron pot I can melt zinc in. Not a problem. I got a cast iron Dutch oven. I've got a medium one and a very large one. Ms. Hotshot for Christmas actually bought me a little mini lead dipper. So I think once it's not so cold outside, I may order me a steel mold and try some zinc.
I was thinking of taking the steel mold that I got from CW, the 38 wad cutter, and trying my hand at zinc and that one, just to see how it would work,
Yeah,
what would I use then, Andy?
the Lyman dipper's got a little nipple on it that will work a lot better.
Lyman Big Dipper.
Yeah, that's it.
The way it's designed is you can pick that thing up and it'll hold lead, and then you can put your mold up beside it like that and just force the material down in those cavities.
Yeah, it's almost like a pressure fill.
Yeah, that's what's needed for a good fill, correct? You need that.
Zinc is different.
And a good hot mold.
It's got to be.
Marvin. Hello, Marvin.
All right, I'll pick one of those up.
I wouldn't even know how to get iron mold that hot. I don't know if my hot plate will get it.
Dippers are totally different. The lead dipper is basically a glorified spoon, where the Lyman is it's a little, and I had the word, but I can't think of it. Not concubine, crucible. It's almost
concubine.
Yeah. The little minx anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all tired.
Little scuttlebutt.
Concubine.
I prefer the word scuttlebutt.
Oh Lord. I don't the Ozark, we're talking about concubine.
Hot plate will heat it up, just put it on high. What if I got a flat top stove? Is that cool to use? Because that's what I use now.
Only if it's a glass
in
top.
the house.
Yeah, to heat my molds up. I got a glass top stove.
Yeah, only if it's a glass top, because glass and that's the best. No. Remember Mario's first casting?
You have to have that plastic sheeting still on it though when you do it.
Yes.
Once you take that protective coating off, it won't work.
You will aroma the house very well. Yeah, Walks has got a good point. If you use cast iron pot to melt zinc, it will contaminate the pot for melting lead later on. Yes, so I have two pots. So I have a pot I can dedicate to just zinc, and not worry about it.
I've got the fuzzy pot. I could probably put, I don't know, 400 pounds of zinc in that thing.
Well, you might want to wash out what you had in it to get the fuzz out of it.
Well, no, I got it from Fuzz.
Oh. I thought maybe you left some beans or something in it for too long.
No, he showed it off in a video, and I was like, "You want to sell that thing?" And he ended up sending it to me.
Let's see. The first one I've got, a buddy of mine gave to me when he found out I was interested in casting. Here, you're going to need this. I was like, yes, I will. And the second one, I got as a gift.
You know why, Mike, that we nerd out on casting bullets is because we're too blame cheap to buy jacketed bullets from the store.
And so we spend
and
thousands of dollars on
No.
casting gear.
We're not, Jamie. We're not. We're
save a
not
nickel.
cheap. We're not cheap. We are frugal.
I think we're just happy to have a dang topic.
I prefer frugal. Say it, frugal.
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 That doesn't sound right either.
I'm very frugal with the coffee that Jamie sent me. I only drink it on the weekends as a treat on my days off. So I French press that lovely chicory-based coffee only on Saturdays and Sundays.
Is that them coffee beans that the monkeys poop out?
I'm not saying.
Cornbread.
Derail. There it is.
I nerd out
Tommy
on
boy. Yeah, there he is.
I nerd out on making the best usable ammo I can. With all of 9mm, it has to shoot on all my firearms, or I go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly. And I think for the multitude of reasons that people freeload or hand load, one of the things is because
There's John.
we can make better ammo. At least we feel like we do, and whether or not we can prove ourselves out at the range and on target, with all that we spend in time and money on our casting reloaded is kind of beside the point for me. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy the feeling that I get from making the best possible ammunition that I can make, because I can't afford the best possible firearm, and I'm the worst possible shooter. So there's got to be one spot in that train somewhere that I can shine.
Well,
I
now
do it with my reloading and casting.
I've shot Jamie and Mark's hand loads, and Mark and Jamie have shot my hand loads, and there was absolutely no complaints on either side.
Hello, Dwayne.
Hi,
Dwayne.
Theirs were accurate. Mine was accurate. Theirs was reliable. Mine was reliable. So it's because we've all worked very hard to make reliable loads.
Rebel, I would run on New Year's Day to the neighbor's house and watch football to keep from having not just to eat it, but to smell them cooking that crap.
Yeah, the black eyed peas I can go for. Maybe the collards on a day, but the hog jowls, that's like chitlins. I don't eat chitlins. Y'all know what chitlins are, right? Everybody know what chitlins are?
I do.
Okay,
Depends on how they're cooked. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're real bad.
Sometimes they just taste like ass.
I wonder why.
Well, most of the time. All the time.
They used to be attached to one.
Yeah, so we don't do chitlins. I mean, look.
When it comes to hand loads versus factory loads, my 308 hand loads, of course, I'm using copper jacketed bullets on my target rounds. I've never found a factory round that is that accurate. Um, I have hand tuned it to my Weatherby 308, and it knows what it likes and it wants to be fed. My problem is, and I probably haven't played with this as much as I should, but I can't get a cast lead bullet, whether gas checked or not, powder coated or traditional lubed, to perform like a copper jacketed Hornady bullet. Y'all's thoughts on that? Okay, good talk.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Marvin sent me a text.
You know, James followed you are not
So
wrong,
did
my
Mark.
friend. But I agree with you, Kyle. We can fine tune our loads and squeeze every variable of accuracy into that load as we develop, everything. So I agree with that.
I think I put this video online, but I've got a video of me shooting. I work on big trucks, and every now and then we get the trucks that do the painting on the side of the roads, the yellow and white stripes and all that. Well, they'll develop blobs of paint. They're about the size of maybe a coffee cup or something, about that big around. Well, I peeled one off of one of these trucks and I sat it on top of a pallet at 250 yards. And a Marine buddy of mine was shooting with me. And he goes, "Where do I need to aim?" I said, "I've already got the dope in the scope. Just put the crosshairs on the target and shoot it." First time shooting that rifle, first shot, blew that, I don't know, big around as a coffee cup. And he just blew that all to crap. He goes, "Where'd it go?" I said, "You hit it." He goes, "Holy crap." I'm like, "Yep. Don't mess
See,
with me in that rifle. I know exactly what it wants."
see, I don't want people to think that casting bullets and shooting cast lead bullets is all we ever do, because I love to work up loads and go up to dead zero and shoot 1,000 yards. And, so does Mop, so does Kyle, and so does Gene now. And so we do our thing with store bought bullets too. It's just, even when you get to store bought bullets, jacketed bullets, uh, that's okay. But what I can't stand is when I have to go buy factory ammo. And when we get a new gun, sometimes we do that just to have brass to reload.
Right.
Go shoot it up real good, quick.
I've got several people in the side chat telling me to start using zinc instead of lead because it'll outperform if you're running them in a
Well,
gun.
here's my rookie thoughts on zinc. Zinc weight versus lead weight, you got way more surface area on a zinc bullet. So when you have the variables of windage coming in, I don't think that zinc bullet's going to buck the wind at longer distances and keep, you've got to have that momentum from that weight. So I'm just opening up a new bag of worms here, but I don't think we've seen what zinc can do yet. We haven't plateaued, of course, but you know what I'm getting at with the weight versus surface area? That's a lot of bullet to get hit by the wind with less weight than what lead has traveling through the same wind.
Once again, childrens, you didn't know you was going to get a lesson in physics on the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream.
People say it's not rocket science, and I'm like, Not quite, but it's getting close.
Well, it kind of is. If we could just put a little incendiary device on the backside of the bullet, it would be rocket science, wouldn't it?
Yep.
And we can do that. We call them tracers.
Yeah.
I got a video on that too.
Zinc will have a better bulk coefficient. I get it, but will the weight carry it out far enough? And then when does the wind going to start affecting that? Because it's going to affect it. It's a lighter bullet.
My 308 loves the 208 grain Hornady AMAX for target shooting, and the problem is Hornady quit making that bullet. I've only got 2 boxes of them left, and
They
they're
were
not
50
big
boxes too, weren't they?
Do what now?
They were 50-piece boxes too, weren't they?
Yeah, I was about to say they weren't big boxes either.
Yeah.
So I shoot those only on certain occasions.
Well, you got less gravity tugging on zinc as you do lead. You got more surface area to hit for wind. So there's always a trade-off, but I'm just curious, what we're going to see in the future with long-distance zinc bullets. Because there's a lot of copper solids out there, and they don't have the weight that lead does too. So I guess we're kind of seeing some of the results there with those.
So, gentlemen, now to start our physics lesson, what we're going to discuss is the coefficient of weight and drag. Oh, my Lord. Oh, no, kimchi. No,
Right.
no. Angel eats that stuff. Oh, God, it smells like a cat exploded in the living room.
That's a good point, Tommy boy. It's gonna lose its velocity faster because of
It doesn't have the mass to carry it on.
Right. It's all these numbers.
It's like flying a
Okay.
helicopter. It's nothing but lift and drag. Just fly it.
So we've lost about 10 viewers, so we probably need to move on to the next subject. But we have not ran down the side chat yet. So everybody type PC, and I'll call you out.
Politically correct.
Powder coat.
There you go.
So we got the a-hole Walters out there. I guess that's Kyle. And then bang, the whole thing fills up. Hold on. Did y'all see that? I agree, Kyle. I could never get over the smell of it. Oh, me. So we got Tommy Boy, Papa's Place, Andy 79Z28, Tactical Fud, Trees are Blowing, Kyle, Mike Hester, 3 Jeep Discovery, 6 Shooter Texan. What's up, partner? Edward Petty, Reloader 762.
It's a Rorschach test, Kyle.
Sir.
GGW Outdoors, Tim S. 67 Rebel SST AMC, James Pollard, Chris 338, Alaska 1 Andy, Idaho Rogers, Pony 47, Tim S. Walks Fletcher, Vanessa Kitty, Bobby Barlow, Rollis Carvelis, Ozark Spirit, Vanessa Kitty, GGW Outdoors, Mike Hester, Thor's Axe. What's up, bud? Hope you're feeling good. G. Pishner, CW, Harm, John's Hand Loading, Abigail Finnegan, Wes. What's up? MCK, Tim S. and Mr. Pollard. So you guys are
Cornbread.
Wipe that damn pan out.
He's out there cooking moose turd pie again.
Man,
See, he left the best part of the cornbread in the pan. That's my favorite part, is the crunchy part.
he's a bad man.
I'm a bad man.
He did not clean that pan out.
We just threw the leftovers away tonight.
You threw away leftover cornbread.
Well, it's been a minute.
That's a mortal sin.
Yeah, well, we've been eating.
You're gonna burn for eternity for that one.
When I make cornbread,
I suspect you have done this more than once.
What happened? I come back and I hear cornbread. Are you serious?
No, you can
Well,
see
Angel asked
cornbread.
him, honey, did you make
He
this
did.
with blue corn?
He did
And
not
said,
clean
"No,
the
it
cornbread pan out, and he threw away cornbread.
She should have just smacked him on the head with it. Boy, wash your pan.
It wasn't much. I may actually do a video on how to clean cast iron tomorrow. Because I found my little tripod doodad, and I've got 2 cast iron skillets that need to be cleaned. And I'll show y'all a little trick that will make your life a lot easier if you use a lot of cast iron like I do.
With
You're gonna
you,
pour
with
beer
what
in
you
it,
just
ain't you?
showed us, I don't trust your video.
What?
You're going to
Sorry.
clean it with beer.
Shut up. Don't give it away.
Well, that's no big secret. Every good cornbread nerd knows that.
Yeah, Andy, I'm in. I want to
I
see,
never thought of
I want to get into that more.
Californian as a cornbread nerd. That really
Hey, cornbread is
never crossed my mind.
cornbread's universal. You don't have to be from Georgia to like cornbread, okay?
At least I don't put
I
sugar in
I
mine.
just didn't think that somebody from California. I lived in Nevada for a while. I didn't think that somebody from California even knew what cornbread was.
Well, my people are Kentuckians, so what can I say?
See, when I was 12, I went with the patrol boys to Washington, D.C. They took us to breakfast through the cafeteria line at the hotel we were staying in. And I got up to order, and I was going through there. I said, I'll have some scrambled eggs, bacon, a biscuit. And they're like, what? A biscuit? Well, we don't have those here. I said, well, I'll take toast then and some grits. Oh, man, their mind melted when this little Georgia boy asked for grits for breakfast. I said,
Right.
grits, what is that? And I said,
What the hell's a
never
grit?
mind, I'll ask somebody else. So y'all don't think bad of me for this, but I was 12, and I walked down there and I saw some black ladies. I'm like, I know they'll know what grits are. And I walked down there and said, you don't have any grits? And they said, no, hon, we don't have no grits. I said, well, what do y'all eat for breakfast? And they said, hash brown potatoes. And I'm like, for breakfast? Really?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's different. Like
Shoney's.
going to a different country.
You guys are making me want to hit Shoney's by Kyle's house.
Oh, we
Come
got
on
an old
down, brother.
we got an old Denny's 1950s looking diner close to me. That's really nice to eat at. I mean, that's some good greasy food there, boy. It's like a Shoney's.
Walks, I've been eating cornbread for over 40 years.
And he's 62. Took him out long to find it.
I mean, it may be a fact that you've been eating cornbread longer than me, but I've ate my fair share of it. Matter of fact, I'm fixing to heat me up a pork chop that's stuffed with cornbread stuffing. How about that?
There you go.
That sounds good.
So, Andy, how long is a zinc bullet going to need to be 220 grains?
Oh, 4 inches,
God.
Yeah, that's
30 caliber. Close to 3 anyway.
Yep. 30 millimeter? I mean,
I don't know.
How are you going to load that thing into a chamber? You're going to have to take it
Very
apart.
A 200 grain zinc bullet?
That's a Southern boy right there.
I think it was 200 grains of lead.
No, Jamie,
No.
that's a Waffle House item at 2 a.m.
Ozark, it's all the way. You want scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, topped,
Yeah.
diced, peppered with gravy and a sweet tea.
Oh, Kyle, you're talking my language now.
I'm telling you, I didn't get this fat by not knowing how to eat.
Hey, Waffle
Well-
House for me is about a mile away.
Y'all know Waffle House
Same
started
thing.
in Georgia, right?
No, but I'm thankful.
And their
Wrap
grits
your
are
bread
the
over your
worst.
pancakes.
Atlanta,
It was started by a couple of Georgia Tech graduates.
Yep.
So the world can thank Georgia for Waffle House and Chick-fil-A.
220, James.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jamie, we have a Waffle House in every town or city north or south of me.
We've got a Waffle House at every exit.
Well, yeah, that's that's every town or city south or north of me. I live right off I-75, so
You live off what?
Interstate 75.
Oh, okay. I
That's
thought you
what
said
one-
575. I said, when the hell did you move to Georgia?
See, I could pick you up and we could go see Gene, and once we got on the highway, we wouldn't have to turn.
Nope. I live 1 mile off the highway.
So does Kyle.
Yep. I'm about to say we're in the same boat, just sharing the paddle.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle.
And one thing I can say, go dogs.
All right, go dogs. I'm with you because I don't care, but hey, man, go dogs.
He said, hell, I don't
But,
care. Go
Hey,
dogs.
Kyle, instead of moving that big reloading bench into your house, I just built another bench down in my basement, 2 foot by 4 foot, enough for a press and everything you need. And I think I only spent $32 on it.
I've already got my reloading bench back in my house. Didn't you see that?
No, I didn't.
It's back. I'm back in business.
Cool. I'm sorry I did
Of
not
course,
see
I'm
that.
not over the backache of getting it in there because it was just me and another 50-year-old trying to get it in the house.
Well, since I've started my new job at the reloading supply, I've really slowed down on watching videos, 8 hours a day, looking at primers, brass, and projectiles and powder, man. It's a hard man's life.
You burnt your pockets full when you leave that place?
Well, because I'm cool with him and I was buying supplies from
I
him
know.
before I worked there.
What's all that noise clanging around there, Gene? Nothing.
So, guys, did y'all see this on the news? What Abigail's talking about? There's a fight going on at the Waffle House, and somebody throws a chair.
Oh,
And
she totally avenged that chair.
She caught that chair.
Oh,
Boom.
it's like somebody throws a punch at you, and you catch it with your hand like that.
She's like, whoa!
I gotta look that
I
up.
showed that to my wingman at work. I said, "Did you see that Waffle House fight?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I mean, it was like a 6-minute video. I didn't know it was that bad. And then she flung that chair, and he was like, "Oh my God! Did you see what she just did right there?" It's Wonder Woman. That's what he said. It's Wonder Woman.
Well, Mike, I am from Ohio, so I can draw that dog out a little more if you'd like.
Dog.
My grandma was from Hinton, West Virginia, and I grew up at her table, so I might have a little bit of that accent in me left.
Not really.
I tried so hard to lose it for years.
So what kind of tree has big, broad green leaves and makes seed pods with white blooms?
Locust.
No.
I know
I'm
this
trying to
too.
get Gene to say a word.
Oh yeah, I got you.
No.
I've got one of them in the front
No, I ain't saying it. You say it.
yard.
I ain't saying it. This is Jamie's chat.
Wait, what? What kind of tree you think I'm talking about, man?
Magnolia.
Thank you.
Sure.
I don't even know what that means. I'm still thinking about what Andy commented there. I'm sorry.
It's a magnolia tree. I don't know what y'all call it.
I don't know about magnolia.
See, you can't even say it.
No.
We have a weasel sighting.
Whoop whoop.
Sup,
Oh,
Scotsman?
oh, beautiful for spacious sky.
Okay, I got to do something right here, which I probably shouldn't because I interrupted Kyle singing. I'm sorry.
Hell,
Thank
Pat.
you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I was gonna follow the next lineup now, y'all.
Next time, Kyle, just grab your guitar. Go ahead, Jamie.
Come on, man.
So, Scotsman, I want you to watch this. I got this box. Walter says, "Well, I'll send you some vintage lineman handles." And so I took a picture and sent it to him. I should probably show it to y'all. I get 2 sets.
Ooh.
Nice.
Those are, you know, and I was just telling CW before we went live,
They're single and double
right?
back size. Yeah.
And he even marked them. Got an S on this one and an
Yeah.
L on that one.
You can see how much closer the tips come together on the single.
Right. You can see a difference. Totally. But you know those Lyman steel molds are so small, and it's just gonna be a pleasure to use these because I'm using those big old Lee handles, and I'm looking forward to trying these out. And I now have a dedicated toolbox for molds and parts and handles. I have quite a few of the Lee molds.
The
Yeah, I, li-
thing
I
is,
like those old lineman
those are
handles
not
for
cheap handles.
the smaller lineman molds. Even the older double cavity ones that were small. Those older handles they're just a lot more ergonomic than the newer ones, I think.
Well, I can't thank you enough, brother. I appreciate it very, very much.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
And we got West Covina out there,
Hey, Pat.
and that is pretty true, except for this guy right here. Made me
Right.
he took a double cavity Lee mold and took it apart and welded some more material on there and made me a mold handles for a single cavity lineman.
There's that monkey noise again. Is somebody making coffee?
Uh, they're noisy in there. I don't know what they're doing. So it's good to see West Covina out there.
Hey, Pat, how you doing, brother? Blue cheese stuffed bison burgers.
Oh, those would be good. I like blue cheese on hamburgers.
I like blue cheese on anything.
Got to have bacon with it though.
We can
That's
do
just
that
me.
too.
Yeah, if it's a blue cheeseburger, it's got to have bacon.
And to be honest with you, if they bring the price of pork belly back down, I'd have a lot more bacon in the freezer. I hadn't bought bacon in probably 8 months or so. I just made my own. I don't even know what a pork belly costs right now. I'll marinate it and let it sit for a couple of days and then smoke it, get it where it needs to be, and then slice it up and vacuum seal it and throw it in the freezer. I'm not out of bacon yet, but I've just been looking at the price of anything. Price of meat is just, geez.
Grocery store in general is just astronomical.
You know, it's sad when you see your Aldi bill. I mean, I shop at Aldi's because we got nice Aldi's by me,
Yeah,
and
yeah, me too.
it's almost doubled.
I saw somebody posted a video of New York City grocery prices. A pack of Oreos was $9 for a thing of cookies.
$9 for a
$9.
bag of Oreos. Good grief.
Box of cereal, I forget which one it was $7.80, and it's a smaller size than it used to be. I was like, good God. Shit, $7-8 for a dozen eggs. They were 89 cents at the Aldi's. And it wasn't that long ago.
Hello, James.
Hang
That
on,
sounds good, West Covina. I gotta admit,
I missed something.
smoked Gouda on French bread.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good. I like Havarti cheese too.
That's
really,
the best melty cheese that you're ever going to find.
I like Havarti and turkey together.
All right, I missed something here, and I'm trying to catch up. 762 posted. Oh, that's the link to the little dandy. I bet. Yeah, $23 for a little dandy.
Yeah. I ordered one today. I've never had one and kind of always wanted it. And then
Oh, they're great.
762 posted that over on High Boys channel, and I went over and looked, and I couldn't resist. I thought for $23.
The rotors are a little expensive, but
they had a bunch of them were on sale too. Some of them, the ones that I got like 8 or 10 of the rotors, and some of them were $6. Some of them were 12.
I missed something. What the hell is a little dandy?
Powder measure.
Powder drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little powder dropper, or CBS.
I got 3 of them. I got one on each bench. I love them.
Yeah, everybody I've ever talked to who runs them liked them, and so I thought, well, I don't know, one of these days I'll get one. And then that one came up. I thought, son of a gun. Plus, they had another deal if you bought, I think, $49 worth of regular price stuff, which I did with some of the rotors I bought. You got an extra $10 off or something like that. So it was a good
I want to
deal.
look into that adjustable rotor.
Look at Hobby's Hobos comment. Holy goodness.
I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
What did Mike say? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Roast beef, there it is, right there. Good God.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's what I would buy is a holy cow. And then when it quit producing milk where I couldn't make any more butter, I'd have some roast beef.
Yeah. Jamie, about that question about Dead Zero, I want to give you a call this weekend or early next week and see if we can maybe start ironing out some details for that.
Remember, Scotsman has a lead on another place.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And we're waiting to hear back from him and where this place is and how convenient it would be for people to meet and get there. See, the thing about Dead Zero is it's off the beaten path. You got to go down some roads, but the facility is just fantastic, and the GPS takes you right to it. Um, it's really good. It's I really
I
enjoy it
I
up there.
liked it. I like Dead Zero out of all the ranges I've been to because of the separation between the pistol, shotgun-ish, rifle-ish little range bays to the actual 1,000-yard range.
Yeah,
The
they spend a
separation
lot of
between the
time and
two was
money
great.
building that place up. It changed a lot from the first time that we went there to the second time that we went there. Um, and that wasn't that long ago. And I'm sure it's changed since y'all went there. Uh,
Uh,
I got a friend of mine, actually a couple of friends of mine that like to go up there. They started going up there and spending the night, and he's like, "No, it ain't that far of a drive. We'll just drive up there and drive back home." So they're all about it. If we can form something up and get everybody going, y'all can meet some new people,
well,
and they're not scared. I mean, the fabricator uh, at my buddy's work made him a hitch mount with a like a uh, can't remember the company, the slide in mount for your press. Anyway,
inline.
one of those made him one of those, and so he's sitting there with it in the back of his truck, and he's sitting there reloading ammo right there behind the firing line, and they're shooting because his buddy has all kinds of oddball calibers. But he's sitting there reloading it, and they're testing their loads at 1,000 yards, and he's sitting there reloading them right there at the range. And everybody's like, "Where'd you get that?" My buddy made it.
I just joined the inline fabrication crew. I don't know why I've waited so long, but
I like their stuff. It's well made and handy. You know, they make all kinds of little racks. I've got a couple of them on my bench, so I can take one press off the bench and stick it in the little temporary storage there and move another one on. And I've got them all over the place now. I really like them.
yeah, I've got the quick change mounts, and then the mounts to put on the wall to put the press on. I've got those now. I built a new bench. I got a couple shorts out there about it.
I was going to make my own storage mounts and stuff, and I was going to make my own table mounts, just following their basic design and all that. Just whatever I needed to do. But I found it easier to use vice grips. I mean, yeah, you got handles sticking out everywhere, but it works great.
That sounds like me, but now, I've traditionally just drilled holes in my bench, built a good bench, drilled holes in the bench, and mounted the press to the bench.
You ain't drilling holes in my bench.
And,
it's armor plating.
Well,
you go through 5 or 7 or 10 different drill bits before you can get one hole.
Yeah, but I built a nice wooden bench, so I went ahead and bought inline fabrications. I bought the 9 3/4, so I can stand up or I can raise my stool up and sit down. So I've got options with that, and now I've got some other stuff coming from them to add to it. So it's a nice setup, man. It's not expensive at all.
Right. I think it's a spectacular setup. Yeah.
And Ozark Spirit, actually, yes, I'm gonna order one. The Lee 6000 6-pack. Yes.
I've seen a couple of videos on that thing already.
Jerry Bear Tactical's got one.
Yeah, I was going to say Jerry Bear's got one.
And man, it's working great for him. I like it. It seems like a cross up between man, what's that? Dylan and Lee. It's an in between, like, bastardized version between the two. But the Dillon's got primer feed issues just like the Lee does. But from the looks of his videos, I think they've got it solved pretty good. So yeah, I've got one in my cart. I'm gonna wait till next. I was gonna buy it the last paycheck, but I'm gonna wait till the next paycheck to pick it up. And I've got stuff in my inline fabrication cart to match it because they last Monday he actually just put that quick change plate for that Lee 6000 on his site.
Yeah, you can drill any hole you want in my bench, but it's going to take you a minute.
We'll bring some Harbor Freight titanium tip drill bits.
There you go.
No, he's going to use a damn blow or a damn cutting torch. Somebody take that off. There it is. I'm about to say I can't find the button to hide it. There we go.
Andy, yeah, when the Lee APP press came out, Titan had good stock and good prices on that one too. Who else did I see? Fortune Cookie has one of those new presses. He's been doing some videos with his.
I like them. I really do.
Good night, Ronnie.
And I like the bullet feeder system on it from Alpha. And
Yeah,
they sell everything. They sell everything right through Titan Reloading.
They've been coming out with all kinds of new products. Apparently, they've been listening to us. We will tell them, this is what we want, and then they'll make an attempt, and then they'll make another attempt, and then all of a sudden, boom, here's a whole new one. I mean, guys, we're actually making a difference in everything. The more you call your manufacturers and say this is what we want, the more they R&D, and they're using us for their R&D.
I think the complaints are the biggest department. The complaints, hey, this is broke.
Yeah,
this
that's
didn't
what I'm
last
saying.
long.
They're using us for their R&D.
Well, yeah, to a certain extent, I think you're right. I remember when that app press first came out, there was an issue with the little pass-through shell holders, and Andy, 79Z28, called him on it. Said, hey, if you get a primer that didn't quite seat right or that didn't punch out all the way right, you can't get it off of there. And so they listened to that, and then they remade their shell holders grooved along the base of it, like most other shell holders are, except for Redding, so that they'd still come out of there if that primer was a little proud and didn't get knocked out all the way or pushed in all the way. So, yeah, they sent them out there. Let's find out what doesn't work, and they'll complain.
Well, with that, I'll tell you what. I've got the older set of shell holders, so my Dremel tool has been put to use now.
Y'all tell Andy good night, man. Enjoyed you hanging out with us this evening, buddy.
Good night, Andy. Tomorrow's Saturday, Andy.
Yeah, everybody thinks that we don't have a voice at all. You bend enough ears somewhere, they'll come up with an improvement.
Okay, this is the thing. With that comment is there's been a number of us talk to Lee about making some smooth-sided bullets. They still ain't.
Hi, Andy.
Yeah, I've called them a couple times and asked them to make seating stems for their molds, for the bullets that their molds produced. I would think they'd make a fortune if they'd sell a seating stem that would fit their bullet seaters, sell one made for each of their molds, that they'd sell a gazillion of their bullet seating die.
Now with Wallace's comment, I understand. I have a lot of YouTube brethren that swear by Dillon. Swear by them. We have 2 Dillon 750s at the shop, and both of them have major issues. They have to be. I mean, you have to be on top of them to run them.
I had the 750 for a while, and mine ran flawlessly, ran great. It was just more press than I needed, so I downgraded or lateral graded or whatever to a 550C, which I actually enjoy using more. It just suits my taste better. And I had absolutely no issues with that one. I think it probably costs a little more than it's worth, but it does run really, really well. I've never had a problem with it.
Well, both of these have all the aftermarket upgrades,
Hmm.
and they're still just they're finicky, very
Yeah.
finicky, especially with seating primers. And then we have Mark Sevens too, the fully automated Mark Sevens, and those once you get them tuned in, they're great.
I was
But
going to
getting
say that
them,
Dylan's just as good as a guy tuning it. You got to pay attention and make your adjustments correctly.
So are all the rest of them.
Right.
yeah,
Progressive period. Little mechanical. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts, and that may be one reason why that 550 runs a little more smoothly and dependably is that it
what
just doesn't have so much, going on with it.
what does she mean? She'd like to drop a bigger shot. Does she mean the powder charge?
That's what I was going to ask her. That's the reason I got that comment up there.
Now,
Oh,
if
the lead
you
load off.
you can drop a lot of powder with lead powder droppers. Doesn't matter. Does not matter if you which one you're using. The disc system, you can actually stack discs to increase powder charge.
I love that. Kyle gave me one. That is my favorite Lee powder drop.
I use one for almost everything. Actually, all my pistol gets that, and my rifle is the auto draw.
They work
He
great.
gave me the micro adjustable base thing to go on it, and then I bought a double stack kit. I can load any charge on that thing now.
But what to go along with what y'all were saying, the any progressive press is only as good as the person setting it up. All of them have their little quirks and gimmicks and stuff like that, and you got to work around it. It's like when I sent Willie the video of me running a Dillon powder measure on my Lee Loadmaster. He's like, "How the hell did you do that?" I'm like, "Well, this is how you do it, and it takes a little bit. You got to make this and all that, and bend it the right way." And
Gotcha.
but
Adaptation.
yeah, I mean, you got to constantly tinker with it. That's why I've got one press for 40 and 9 millimeter, one press for 300 blackout and 223, one press for everything large caliber or large primer, and then a single stage over here, and then my 4-hole turret that I load my 38 and 44 stuff on. You know, you can't have too many vice grips.
I prefer the wing nuts. Back when I raced motorcycles, my team name was Wingnut Racing, because you got to be a little off to do that stuff.
Actually, it's funny that you say that, because that press I got from MacMan, it's got bolts run through it with wing nuts on it.
Well, yeah, you got to have a wing nut in your life.
Oh Lord!
No, thank the Lord.
I'm trying to find my pork chop. Pork chop. Pork chop.
You didn't lose another pork chop, did you, Kyle?
I don't know. Still working on that. Pork chop. Where is my pork chop? Yep, apparently I've lost the pork chop.
James has got regular bolts and nuts.
What is this? Aha! Pork chop. I have rediscovered the lost pork chop. That sounds like an Indiana Jones movie.
Fellers and fellerettes.
I've never tried to do this on the fly before. Uh, $7.62, so you have to bear with me for a minute.
Viejo, do you got the little dandy?
I got one in the mail.
Okay.
It's coming to me. I just bought that one on sale today, so I'd never had one before.
I was checking it out. I'm wondering how many different cylinders you need to accommodate for different weights of the.
If you go click, I got mine from Midway, and if you look at, pick any one of the rotors, and right on the description, the product description, there's a link that goes to a chart.
Oh, okay.
It's got all the powders listed and all the rotor numbers across.
Oh, neat.
So you can go find your powder and then look across and see what rotor you need for 2.3, 3.2, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And then you look up and pick the rotor number. That's what I did. And I ended up, I looked for my pet loads with various powders and got the rotors that would do those or close to them. So
Okay. Good deal.
Are y'all sick of Trump's emails yet?
I don't get them. So
I haven't seen any.
Sick of politics in general, but yeah, okay.
So she's, yeah. Miss Abigail's talking about her Lee load all too. Loading shotgun. I fixed it, 7.62.
hobbies. Oh, well, yeah, you might be able to 3D print the rotors you needed. Not a bad idea if it worked. Somebody else backup suggested that you can get one of them. Might have been Andy 79Z28. That you can get one of the some of the smaller ones or whatever ones are on sale, and then drill them out to whatever size you need.
So that's where the expense comes in. The powder drop's cheap, but you got all the rotors adding up. Unless you
The
yeah.
ones that I bought today, some of them were right around $6. They were on sale. Other
Okay.
ones, I think the most expensive one was $12, and I don't know why one would be more pricey than the others. It's probably supply and demand or something. But
I'm learning about you guys tonight. 6-shooter Texan has 28 rotors. So
he probably made them all.
Ozark Spirit and CW both also watch Vice Grip Garage.
Yeah.
Vice grips. That's funny. We had a guy on my team at last job. He got over the radio and said, "Anybody got those shiny locking pliers?"
Shiny locking pliers.
You mean vice grips? Yeah, that's it.
There's your link to the reloading chart.
The rotor chart. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Also, I put a link in back a ways to Jerry Bear's video on the Lee 6-pack. If anybody wants to go check him out, it's on Rumble. I guess it's on YouTube too. So
Yeah, there's some things that are attractive for that press. One of them is that with 6 stations, you got room enough to run both a bullet feeder and a powder cop die if you want that. With my little 4-station 550, I look right down in the case after it drops down below the powder measure, and I can see what's in there. But that's could be a definite plus, I reckon.
There's Jer Bear.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, Jared Bear. Is your ears itching?
Good to have you on, Jerry Bear.
Absolutely. Welcome in here. Kyle, slide over. Make room for Jared Bear.
He's choking on a pork chop.
Bone.
No, I'm stepping over a 120-pound German Shepherd.
What gauge are you loading, Abigail? 12, I'm assuming. Yeah, Jared Bear does a good job on that series, y'all. I've only seen a couple of them, but I got to go catch up. I mean, I didn't realize how far I was behind till I went over there to find that. But she's shooting 20 gauge.
His series is what's got me in to put that in my cart. To go ahead and try it out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to dedicate it to 9mm because I shoot the most of it all through the year.
And I think, if I'm not wrong, Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you buy that press, do you not select at the time of purchase a caliber, and it comes supplied with the not the dies, but with the shell plate for that caliber?
I believe it comes with dies and shell plate.
Oh, that's even better.
Per caliber.
Okay.
So I see 9mm out, so I put the 380 in my cart. So I can use that for 223 if I choose to, or 380. And then I went back and I put the 9mm shell plate in my cart because I've got 2 sets of 9mm dies.
See you, Scotsman.
Good night, Scotsman. Be careful, brother. Don't work too hard.
Good night,
Yeah, don't work too hard, brother.
Good to see you. Yeah.
Night. Bad to have to go to work on a Friday night.
Yeah, he's usually off on Saturday, but not tonight. And I say Saturday because, his night starts, I think, at 11 p.m. Eastern, and he works till most of his day actually occurs on Saturday morning.
Jamie, don't confuse us like that, man. Come on.
Oh, I know.
It's been a long, short week.
Right.
It has. Abigail, I've not loaded my first 20 gauge shell yet, but I have the stuff to do that, 16 gauge and 12 gauge, and I'm wanting to work up some turkey loads between now and turkey season. Because after all, tomorrow is the last day of deer season in Georgia, except for the extended archery season.
I was about to say, you better hurry up if you're going to work up some turkey loads for turkey season, because that's coming.
How many more weeks is left in archery extended?
I think 2 more.
Don't tease me.
Well,
why do archers get 2 more weeks than long guns? That's not fair, man. That's
Because long gun there's a freaking orange vest every 10 foot in the woods.
Yeah, we got the same here. We also get we don't have Sunday hunting unless you're hunting with a bow. You can hunt with a bow on Sunday in some areas.
They took away our bonus deer season this year.
Wow.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know when ours goes. I don't know if it goes to the 15th or the 30th. I know it's on now.
October was a wash for me. I didn't do real well. I was laid up most of October, but next year's a new season.
Yep, I didn't get to go out this year. Next year.
Abigail, we need to get together and talk about some 20 gauge reloading.
They make a 16 gauge load all.
I think so.
I have one.
Yeah.
I think the only one they don't is 10.
That's what I thought,
4,
Jim.
10, and 10.
I'm going to get one for my stepson-in-law. He's got a awesome old 16 gauge Western Arms, or wait a minute, Western Field. I can't remember. But
I have two. I have 16 gauge and the 12, and I have a conversion kit for 20, so I can make all of them.
I got 12 and 20, so
Hey, Jamie, I'm kind of gonna go backwards a little bit about the meet and greet at the range. Are we gonna have to have name tags for everybody? I mean, seriously.
If enough people show up who don't make videos, yeah, we probably will have to.
Well, even if they do, I mean, meeting somebody in person is sometimes different. Like me, most of my videos, you do not see my face
yeah.
for the majority.
That's like I walked right up to Nathan the first time we met, and he's like, "Who's this guy?"
I walked up to you with your hood up on your car, and as soon as I seen you, I'm like, nah, that's Mark. I walked up and stood behind you.
He looked at
So
your
what's up
hand
with your car?
and went, hell, that's Mark.
And we started talking right off. You know, we already knew who each other was.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't go for everybody.
I've never seen fit to deny my viewing public the opportunity to stare down on this wonderfulness right here. Everybody knows me.
We'll talk, Ozark. I'm sure that'd be.
Hey James, how you doing, sir?
James has some shells for you, Jamie.
That's nice, man. I'm going to do a video on my refinishing of that. And a lot of guys, I took it to a turkey shoot and won a ham with it, and the guy said I wouldn't do anything to it. I told him
Abigail,
about it.
once
You took it to a turkey shoot and won a ham.
I was gonna say you went to a turkey shoot, walked away with a pig.
What?
Only in Georgia.
What's wrong with this? What's wrong with this entire picture?
I'm gonna do a pig shoot. Maybe you'll get a turkey.
Abigail, once you try a 28, you're gonna be smitten. Most people are. They pattern really well. They shoot really well. Most people can shoot them very well because there's less recoil. More people have shot their first perfect scores with a 28 than all other gauges combined. They're really sweethearts.
Guys, I got a surprise. I gotta go sign out early. But great chat. I'll catch the last 20 minutes later. So
Is it a good surprise?
yeah, I just had something to take care of last minute, and I just got word that it has to happen. So
Well, you be safe, Mark.
Thanks for joining us.
good to see everybody.
Have a good night, brother.
Have a good night,
Thanks, bro.
bro.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye, chat. You guys are awesome. Stay
Good night,
warm.
Mark.
He's having his gender reveal party.
Is that what it called? Is that what it's called when your significant other says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Well, he is a Cleveland Browns fan.
That's great, Mike. That's tremendous.
Absolutely.
What you did there?
Looks like some sorting is in order between now and time to cast. I like that over.
Good cornbread stuffed pork chop right yonder. I guarantee you that.
Mmm. Yummy.
Hard to beat.
All right, you gonna do the dishes? Here you go. Here you go.
I'd gotten up early this morning to do some casting. I had a bunch of other stuff to get out and get done today. So I was out in the garage at about 7:30 or so, and I texted Brian. I said, "Shoot, I might as well be in Connecticut to reload." It was like 37 degrees outside and 49 or something in my garage. I was all loaded up with my flannel lined jeans and a down jacket and all kinds of stuff. It was
What?
cold out there today. Yeah,
For that?
Well, he's a California boy.
Oh,
California, man.
oh my God. See, you know what? I live
When
in
it gets
the,
below
I-
60 or over 80, we don't know how to act, man. We don't have clothes for that. We don't know what to do.
see, if you look at the United States and you take like the northern part, like where C Dubs is at, okay, and you go down, I live in what they call the armpit. And you never know what's going to happen in the armpit.
The armpit.
I don't think
I
I
live in
want
the
to know.
I live in the armpit of America.
But,
I actually know what you're talking about.
Maybe moist and humid, maybe frigid. Who knows?
I know. Wait a minute. What are we talking about here?
Let me tell y'all this, and then we'll get to the 360 buck hammer, and then we got to sign off of here.
Boy,
At around Christmas time, we were down in single digits at night, and it didn't get a whole lot warmer during the day. Then that front moved through, and we had some snow and ice, and then it got warm. We had almost a week, right, Kyle, of like almost 70-degree weather.
Oh,
Then-
yeah, it's what I call pneumonia weather.
there was some funny weather you guys had.
And then this morning, I get up to go deer hunting, and it's back down to freezing again. It was 32 degrees and got up to about 55 today.
Yeah, yesterday was almost 80, I think.
We have areas in my state that's like that. Just I don't live in for a reason. I got the big
it was
Pacific
just-
right here, and 100 miles that way is the Sierra Nevada, and you
Yeah,
can have whatever
Roger
you want
was
up there.
bragging on some 70-degree weather or something the other day.
Listen,
We
Jamie,
had that here today. It was nice.
Listen,
Yeah,
Jamie,
quit.
32 degrees in Ohio is a hoodie weather.
I was cold this morning, but it felt good.
We just wear hoodies at that time.
Well, the problem is we went from 7 degrees with 40-mile-an-hour winds to 75 degrees
Ooh.
in what, 3 days? I mean, it was just stupid. If you could take a thermometer and make sure that it doesn't measure temperature and just turn it upside down a couple of times, that's what we had.
Boy, that kind of weather make your rafters creak, won't it?
Oh, man.
It'll make you sick, man, and give you bad sinus infection.
I call it pneumonia weather. That's why I'm over here blowing my damn nose. The hell, it was 80 degrees 2 days ago. Now it's back down to 30.
Well, I heard that there's a cure for that, though, Kyle. Somebody told me pork chop and maybe some cornbread. If you eat enough of that, it'll cure everything right up.
Well, I've just had a pork chop stuffed with cornbread.
So, see, now you're not sneezing or coughing or nothing, are you?
I'm pre-treated.
Oh, boy.
If only I'd have known about this sooner.
Yeah, we'd all weighed 400 pounds by now.
After seeing your cornbread pan, we don't want to hear nothing about cornbread from you. Okay?
Hey,
Nothing.
Hey,
Nothing.
my cornbread pan ain't clean. My cornbread pan ain't clean. It ain't. It
So-
ain't clean.
Our intention tonight was to talk about stuff that we hope to see come out of SHOT Show. CW did a video on his take of the 360 buck hammer. I'm intrigued. I'm not quite foaming at the mouth over it, but I don't live in a straight wall state, hunting state. If I did, I'd be all over it. I think
Well,
it's a shame you can't use 30-30
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Pretty.
Someone introduces a new cartridge. CW just hears about it, and all of a sudden, he develops it. That's what
Well, he
amazed
had
me.
a couple that he made. Yeah, there it is, right
Yep,
there.
that's what amazed me. CW goes ahead of the factories and makes it.
Yeah, I did the same thing with the 300 hammer. When I saw that, I turned out a few of those.
I see a lot of that brass. I pick it out.
All right, here's a challenge.
Yep. GGW, George. Joe, I load for the 450 Bushmaster.
I want a 379 rim mag by February 1st.
379.
Yep.
They're inventing new calibers.
Well, that seems to be what the industry's doing. I mean, they
Yeah. Yeah.
379 Win Mag. Make it up. Make it happen, Captain.
yeah, I think I see what they're trying to do though for the straight wall guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy comments, and there's a couple of threads running across the webs, and people just don't. I don't know. It's like they're opposed to anything new, but it is new, of course. You know, we never heard it before, but there isn't very many straight wall new calibers. There's really only a couple. 450 Bushmaster, 350 Legend. In that genre, within those restrictions, there's a whole bunch of existing calibers that fit and work, but there really isn't very many new ones, and they get all hung up on the fact that it's basically a 35 rem, and it's made by Remington even. It's their caliber, but it's not about duplicating ballistics. It's about fitting within the requirements of a straight wall cartridge. So yeah, it's going to be a lot like a lot of other things, but it's different enough to make regulation to be used in those straight wall states. And there's enough new straight wall states and other states that are looking at that it's a market that can be extrapolated upon, and they can make money at cartridges that are designed for those people. I don't live in one of those states either, but it doesn't matter to me. I've been a Thrifty Maximum fan forever, and I kind of wish that's what they'd have done. But I understand why they didn't. I mean, the Maximum doesn't even reach the Legend ballistics, and why is Remington going to bring out something that's not going to do better than Winchester? So even better by just a little bit is still better. So that's what they did. That's what they've done.
Yeah, it makes sense to me, and I wouldn't have known anything had I not watched that video that you did, CW, that kind of explained a lot about. It wouldn't have occurred to me that, hey, the guys that are in straight wall states, need gains and improvements and upgrades and ways to do things better at what they're allowed to do.
There's a whole passel of calibers that are right there, but they don't meet the criteria for straight wall. 35 Maynard, 35 30 357 Harriet, 35 Rem. There's a whole pile of them. And then you say, oh, what about 375? That's straight wall. What about 3855? That's straight wall. I already got a 4570. I already got a 444. None of them meet the criteria.
Everybody that's watching this live chat right now knows that you're going to go to work on a 379 rim mag.
Yeah, the 50 Beowulf works, James. It just wasn't built and designed for that, but it certainly works. It meets the criteria of all the states, unless there's a 50 caliber limit on some. And some states do have a 50 caliber, not allowed 50 caliber centerfire.
Hell, Walter, he's probably already got a mold for the damn thing.
Ohio is one of those states that doesn't have the case length limitation. So they kind of, a lot of Ohio people are on a lot of these boards, and they comment that well, a 375 is fine for us, and it is.
Yeah.
But that's just because Ohio doesn't have the 1.8 case length.
I never understood any of that.
Ohio.
think,
Tommy Boy, maybe High Point will come out with one soon. So
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that CBA jumps on board.
Oh,
That's a better, working man's priced single shot, and they're pretty nice guns too.
I've been
I've got
thinking about
friends
getting me
that-
one of those Aura Traditions.
I've got friends that live in Illinois, and I hear their hunting regulations and stuff like that, and I'm like, why even have a hunting season? They tell you what you can shoot, how you can shoot it, what caliber you can shoot it, and they give you a week to do it in. I'm like,
Right.
why do you have one?
All right, let's start going through the room. We got about 7 minutes, and we need to clear the deck for Mr. Gizzard Gary.
Gary.
I apologize for putting 22 in the description. So, yeah, I would like to get one. Tommy Boy Henry's working on one, from what I hear, a gun for it, a lever action.
Yeah, Henry has actually got three different levers and a single shot. You get the golden boy, the regular standard lever, and then that threaded barrel black, fancy looking.
The X model. What do they call it?
Is that what it is? Yeah, I don't know what it's called. But there's three different levers, and then the single shot.
There's another company out there that sells stuff to turn your lever action into basically a lever action AR-15.
Yeah, Fight Light has got something, and there was another company that did a pump rifle that was like an AR.
Ranger. That's Ranger Point Precision. I think.
They're a company. Yep.
And they've got some neat stuff. Like I run a scope on mine, and I want to get one of those. I took the rear side out. I want to get one of them fill-in things to go in both of mine.
There's a couple of players that make a rail that'll work like that.
Yeah, it's bad enough I put a scope on one. I think that's as far as I'm going. So
You scoped it. Never mind.
I got a scope on my 2570 that's got quick release, so I can go back to open sights and throw a scope on top. But most of mine are peep sights, except for that 44. That 44's got a red dot on it because I can't see the sights at all.
I got peep sights on all my Henrys. I think I have 5 Henrys.
I like peeps. I like peeps on levers.
I like the Skinner.
I can still see those.
I like Rollis's comment. Fun thing about Ohio is the restrictive rifle regulations for deer.
Yeah.
But you can still hunt with a 50 PMG.
Yeah, groundhogs and
Groundhog beware.
coyotes and such. Any center fire. Yeah, it is kind of nuts.
Does the movie Caddyshack come into anybody's mind after reading that comment?
Yeah.
Cinderella story, came from nowhere. It's a no.
okay, who wants to go first? Walter, you want to get us out of here first, buddy?
Sure, I sure will. Boy, this was a lively chat. And for those of you guys in the side chat, we started off tonight just before we came live, said, what in the heck are we going to talk about tonight? We don't have a topic. And now look at us, man. We can't hardly stop. There's just been a lot of good things, all engendered by you folks out there in the side chat, too. And that's a great thing about Georgia Shooting Connection, I think. So thanks to the Georgia Shooting Connection for inviting me back one more time. I thoroughly look forward to this every week, and tonight was no exception, and there's a good reason for that. I got a couple things going on. I've got a couple videos out on it already, and I haven't said too much about it, but I've got a series that I'm going to start with kind of a comparo series for comparing 6 different manufacturers of molds for the Hensley & Gibbs number 68 bullet for 45 ACP. So I'm getting the casting done now. Then we're gonna shoot a bunch of them with using all the same load and get some chrono information and some target information and some measurements and stuff and see how that turns out. So I've got a Lee and I've got an H&G and I've got an MP and I've got a Lyman and RCBS and Seiko molds, all that make something that is similar. I won't say they're all clones because they're not, but similar to that 200 grain semi-wide cutter style of the Hensley & Gibbs number 68. So that's what I'm working on. I've got most of the casting done, and so we got another set of storms coming in this week, so I can start getting some of the other work done on it. But it'll be 2-3 weeks before I get it all done. So that's what I'm working on. It's going to be a fun project, and life's going to be good for folks here around the Viejo bench in the next couple of weeks. Thanks again for having me. Good job over there on the side chat. Good to see all you folks here.
Thanks,
Gene, are you
Walt.
there?
It's going to be good.
Over there? Are you there, Gene? Not.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you're up, man.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Great side chat, man. Some fun topics. All I really got to say is live, love, laugh, and reload.
I'm looking forward to your next 380 video there, Gene.
It's a coming.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I like that. I like that little bullet a lot. It shoots really well for me.
Cool. Kyle, what's up? You going to do anything this week?
I may do a little bit of shotgun reloading since I got the reloading bench back in the reloading room. It's been a minute. Need to play around and do a little bit more reading and research. But the main thing is I want to wish everybody a very happy new year and thank everybody for being here. But like I told you in the beginning, we're all tired and it was fun. but we were bouncing all over the place like a bunch of BBs. But it was fun, and thank y'all for putting up with it. And I'm looking forward to do it again next week. Go ahead,
Thanks
CW.
for being here, brother. Mr. CW.
Good time as always, guys. Real good time.
Beautiful wife asleep behind us.
She is. She's been out for a while. She don't make it long when I give her her meds. She dozes off pretty quick. So yeah, good chat. Good side chat. For not having a really hard topic, we were certainly off on a bunch of tangents, but it went pretty good. I don't have anything planned for videos, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Supposed to have a Ricky get together next week, so maybe we'll do something there.
That'd be fun.
He's a fun dude to hang out with, man.
And other than
He's an excellent man to talk to on the phone. He will definitely keep your mind wandering around.
Before we keep going here, I see GGW Outdoors there, and I want to give another quick shout out. I did a video, but Joe sent me a whole big giant box full of 380 brass this week that I wasn't expecting. He just threw it in the mail and sent it to me. So thanks again for that, Joe.
Go dog.
Why are you flashing
See?
us?
Frogs.
So I want to say thanks to the side chat. We're already overdue. I hope to make a couple more videos this week, and probably won't. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I really want. I got 2 videos in my mind. Y'all, thanks for being here. Yeah, the topic was what it is. We always try to focus on our viewers and what you guys want to talk about. Get your answers to your questions, and most of it comes from the side chat. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for your participation. We hope the Lord blesses you all real good. And if He's willing, we'll see you all again next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
God bless
Good night,
everyone.
y'all.